all of you who are actually interested in subject of North 500. We just recently managed to finish the road, and it was really great experience. So that's why I decided to actually create this kind of video for those people who are thinking to visit Scotland and do North 500, or even for those people who just want to see how amazing it is. So first of all, just wanted to show you on the map where exactly is North 500. We're living between Glasgow and Edinburgh, so it took us about I think 5 hours to get to Inverness, and from Inverness we started our trip. And overall, it took us about 4 days to complete this 500 miles. However, it just because we were traveling with baby, I know that you can finish it driving by car even faster. North 500 has a lot of attractions, and I think there's so many of them that it's actually not really possible for you to see them in one go. You would really need to spend maybe 2 weeks to do that, and obviously we didn't have enough time for that. So we couldn't go to every single beach, we couldn't go to see every single monument on the way, but we just decided to choose those attractions that are more in our field, that they are more for us. Let's say there was some kind of nice castle on the way. That's something what we like to see. There was beautiful viewpoints, but not necessarily we're not going to see some kind of small monuments. That's something what we just not so interested in. We would rather go to see maybe a lighthouse rather than go and sit on the beach for, let's say, 1 hour. It's just everybody has obviously different preferences, but I'm still going to put on a way when we were driving those most popular attractions. And obviously, once you decided to go and visit Scotland and do actually Road 500, then it's up to you what kind of attractions you choose. We all have different preferences, and I just want to show you that they are available other options. You don't need to necessarily do exactly how we've done it. So before we started actually North 500, we spent 2 days in Inverness. We just wanted to chill. We had a very nice hotel with spa, so this was absolutely great to just like have a relax before you actually jump and drive all those miles. And from Inverness, first our stop was in Shannon Re Lighthouse. So this is really nice, still working lighthouse. You can't really go inside because that's like a private property, but you can go around it, and there is also a viewpoint where you can actually observe dolphins. And we actually were unfortunate because it was quite a bad weather, was very windy, so we couldn't stay there very long time, especially with a baby. However, for those, there was a lot of people with really professional cameras. They were waiting for dolphins to jump out of the water. So it's really great experience if you have time and you can actually prepare yourself. Like I said, we were with baby, so we couldn't be there too long, and there's very like the beach is very like a stony. There's a lot of stone. We couldn't really go there with pram, so we left the pram. We just carry our baby with us, but as I'm saying, it was very windy because it's really on an open sea. So we didn't stay there for very long, maybe 15 minutes, but honestly people had their were prepared with coffees. There are tables over there, so you can just sit and relax if it's a nice obviously weather, and just look on the horizon and wait for the dolphins to appear, and I'm sure it's an incredible experience. And next to the lighthouse, there are Fairy Gleam Falls, which are absolutely wonderful. That's about half an hour walk, I would say, one way to the falls, and then come back, obviously. Once you finish your Gleam Falls, you can go to the beach, and on the beach there is a wonderful coffee shop. There are also benches outside, so It's really great. The only thing, we were doing this on Tuesday, and unfortunately that's the only day when the coffee shop is closed. But if you're going to see the lighthouse and the falls, then I would just recommend you to do it not on Tuesday, because Tuesdays the shop is actually closed. Okay, so after the falls, we basically jump on the road, and the first thing what I recommend to everyone to see, it's Elgin Castle. It's absolutely amazing. It's just like from the fairy tale. Even if you're not into the castle, it's honestly such a great attraction that I highly recommend you to do that. It costs £11 for adult to get in, and that's the price include the gardens and also the falcony, because there are falcons and some owls over there. So this is just something what I feel like you should really do it. Just want to say something now, that we actually took with us pram when we decided to go for North 500, but our mistake was that we didn't take anything for us to carry Peppy on our front or our back. So there are this kind of like a carry thingy for babies, that you just put your baby on your back or on the front, and then you don't need to really hold them with your hands. And we somehow didn't thought about this for some reason, but I decided that I'm going to mention this here, because for those who are actually going to go with their kids or babies, this is just a must, because we were going everywhere with pram, and this was a little bit hassle. It was possible to go around the castle with pram, but with stroller, but then we needed to carry up on the stairs to the top, and it's a little bit hassle. Just wanted to mention that, because honestly, this was I think the biggest mistake, that we didn't take that. From Elgin Castle, our next stop was Nos Head, and on the way to the Nos Head, there is very famous beach called Brora. We didn't stop on the beach because, I just honestly, with a baby, you are not possible to see everything. You can't take him out all the time from the car, because he's getting upset after, so you need to compromise on something. However, after Elgin Castle, Peppy, he was already tired, so I knew he's going to fall asleep very soon, and he did fall asleep. And then once we get to the Nos Head, when there's a very nice viewpoint, he was sleeping in the car, and even me, I didn't go to see the views. My partner Peter, he just jumped out, he took some pictures, he went to see how does it look over there, but because one of us needed to stay with him, then I just want to show you how the reality looks like. Sometimes you are not possible to go and see attractions together because your baby's sleeping, and you don't really want to wake up your baby while he's sleeping in the car, because if you are a parent, this is not going to end up very well for you. So luckily, after a while, Peppy woke up, and we were able to do next Castle Sinclair Guinea, and that's actually something you can go inside as well, but it's more like a ruin. There's a little lovely bridge, so we were able to use a stroller over there. However, again, there was a moment when we needed to carry Peppy around. It's a nice attraction. I feel like it was worth it to go and see. It was nice weather. We were very lucky when it comes to weather. It was no raining. It was at this moment was really sunny, so we decided to go and see. However, if there is a rain, then obviously I would be 50-50 about this attraction. 100% sure the previous castle was 100% worth it. This one, because it's a ruin, there is not much to see when it comes to, let's say, furniture or anything like this, because there is none over there. However, for those people who like to have this kind of ruins, there's almost next door, there is a lighthouse as well. And still working lighthouse, so just wanted to mention that you can decide on your own if it's worth it for you or not. Obviously, I'm going to post. Obviously, you're going to see some pictures from us. What is great about Scotland is that wherever we decided to leave the pram on a side and just carry Peppy around, we were not worried that someone is going to, I don't know, steal the stroller or steal the stuff underneath from our bag. So just want to make this point that we obviously live here, so we know what kind of people live here as well. But there's not much such a thing like stealing from tourists or anything like this. So for those of you who might wonder if we were worried about leaving our pram, then not. We were not worried. We were not really thinking about this. Obviously, we didn't leave our phone and all money in the stroller, but just wanted to mention that there's not such a thing that people are going to, I don't know, grab your stuff and run away with them. Obviously, you might be unlucky. We went to this castle, and when we actually were going back to the car, my partner Peter noticed that he lost his hat, and then we figured out that he probably left the hat. He put it on the top of the car on the last attraction. So we were like, okay, so let's go and see if the hat is still there. And I know the hat is not really expensive thing, but we went there and the hat was someone put the hat on the fence. So as you can see, people are really nice, and I wouldn't worry about like stealing from us or anything like this. Okay guys, so last attraction for this day was John O'Groats, and there are basically two viewpoints over there. It's absolutely stunning. So this is another attraction that I feel like you really must go there. It's something that you don't want to skip on. And there are toilets over there, there are coffee shops, there's also a fish and chip shop, so you can also eat over there and buy some magnets. We bought the magnets over there, so basically over there there's a lot of things you can do and just relax as well. From there actually ferries are leaving to Orkney Islands, and to be honest, I was a little bit sad we couldn't do Orkney Islands this time, but 100% sure in the future we're going to do Orkney as well. And obviously once we've done them, I'm going to upload a video about this as well. But Orkney, my partner's parents, they've done the Orkney for I think 3 days, and they absolutely love it. So they're very small islands, but anyway, this is not about Orkneys. Let's just go back to John O'Groats. So it's absolutely wonderful. The views are incredible. There is beautiful walk over there. We didn't take the pram, but we could actually, because everywhere it's a grass, so it's very easy to actually go with a stroller or pram. And just want to mention that. We were, like I'm saying, we were very lucky with weather, so it was really good experience to go there. There's a lot of sheep over there, and quite a lot of actually tourists are going to see John O'Groats, because that's like the most John O'Groats is actually northeastern tip of Scotland, and basically it's, I think, very, very worth it to actually go there and see on yourself. So this was the last attraction of this day, and after we just decided to go to our hotel in Dunnet, Northern Sands Hotel. And just want to share with you something here as well. We were booking our hotels in about week in advance, and it was very, very hard to find really decent hotels, let me tell you. North 500 is very, very busy road, very, very busy touristic attraction overall, and it's honestly very hard to find hotels in only week in advance. So if you will be planning to do this kind of road, then prepare yourself and give yourself enough time, because 1 week it's not enough. 2-3 weeks it should be okay. 1 week we were just looking for places just so we can sleep somewhere, and we were very lucky because the Northern Sands Hotel was really amazing. It's very Scottish vibe, and hotel rooms are very clean. They are all renovated, so they were very, very nice and clean. The food absolutely amazing, and there's a lot of B&Bs in the area, and all those guests actually coming to the restaurant for the dinner on the evening to actually because the food is so good over there. So just want to point that out, that it's very hard to book it in week advance, but if you actually decide to stay somewhere in the area, this hotel, it was absolutely amazing and highly recommend to you. The price, I think it was about £150 for 2 people. Another thing what my partner actually told me to remind all of you guys is that I don't know if you are living in Scotland or you're coming from different country, but there is something called It Is On here, and also we have a Groupon, and we always try to find some great deals on It Is On and when it comes to hotels or restaurants. So I would highly recommend you to do that. When you are coming to Scotland and you want to stay somewhere, It Is On is really great place where you can find for accommodation, and you always find some kind of good deal, because most of the time when the hotels cost, let's say 250, you can find them for £170, which is really, really good discount. So if you're coming, let's say from US, I don't know if you have this kind of It Is On over there, but it works in Scotland and it's honestly working really, really good. Normally you would first probably call the hotel and tell them what kind of dates would you like to book, and we would ask them if they if for those days we could use the It Is On voucher, and normally most of the time they would say yes, and then they ask you to straight away give them the It Is On number, and that's how it's done most of the time. Okay, so the next day we woke up very early in the morning. We had a breakfast and we jumped to the car, and our destination was a little bit out of the Road 500, because there is a very nice attraction, I would say, called Forcinard Flows, and it's about 1 hour from the hotel we were staying, and I think it's worth it to go and visit, especially very early morning, because it's beautiful mist over there, mysterious, and very, very nice Scottish vibe to it. And what I would like to say, it's beautiful for a walk. You can take a pram because there is a path over there. There's also a little tower that you're going on the first floor, and you can see all the beautiful views from there. So yeah, I highly recommend that. It's about, like I'm saying, 1 hour one way out of the Road 500, but once you're there, you really want to see the most beautiful things over there, and Forcinard Flows really are. Okay, so once we finished our walk, we jumped in the car and we started driving again, because it was 1 hour off our track. We needed to go back to actually Road 500. Luckily, Peppy fell asleep straight away after, and it was great because he could have this 2 hours of driving. He could just sleep and chill, and once we get to another attraction, we could just feel that he's relaxed. That's quite important when you are with baby, that once he's happy, everybody else is happy. On the way, there was a lovely small coffee shop. Coffee shop is located on a side of the a rough road, which is really cool. It's a van, something actually similar to what my partner he has. So we stopped there, we grabbed a coffee. I think my partner, he had a brownie or something, I don't remember. Peppy was still sleeping, so we started the driving again, and it was nice because, hot, nice latte, middle of nowhere. It's just brilliant. The second day, I need to say, all the nature and surroundings are really changing. So the first day when you're driving from the northeast coast is very a field, still very, very how to say it, it's still very a lot of villages with people living, and still feeling this kind of vibe that it's not very rough. But the second day once we started driving, it's much more rough. There's a lot of lakes, there's a lot of rocks, this kind of big rocks. You have a mountain surrounding you. It's absolutely wonderful. So I feel like second day was much better for me when you actually sitting in the car and observe all the nature. It's just so big, so, and you start appreciating things even more when you're observing this kind of when you're surrounded by this kind of nature and this kind of roughness of around you. So on our way to our next attraction, we were actually very, very lucky, and we noticed there was a zip line. And I personally never tried zip line before, but we love with my partner, we love this kind of extreme attractions. We bungee jump and all sorts of. So, you know, when there's occasion for something like this, we were like, why not? So we stopped, we asked how much it was. It was, I think it was £13.50 for a person. So first my partner, he done it, and then second I've done it, and it was really great experience because the zipline is located on a beautiful, you have a beautiful view on a beach with this kind of clean and lovely sand, and there are those waves coming to you. It's just absolutely beautiful place. So if you're going to actually go, a lot of people who notice the zip line, they just stopping and they want to do it as well, because you don't really need to plan it. There's not so much people over there, so you need to stand and wait 1 hour to do it. And honestly, it's such a great experience. It's nothing to worry about, and have this kind of memory forever with you. This is nobody never going to take that from you. The zipline is called Golden Eagle Zipline in Durness. So if you're planning to do that, that's basically where you can find it. About 6 minutes driving from the zipline, there is another attraction we decided to view. It's called Smoo Cave, and basically there is like a beautiful cave that you're going inside. There is a waterfall. Over there, we were actually standing in the queue for about 40 minutes. So you need to prepare yourself that there are other tourists, and because as well COVID-19, you can't really go more than one family in. So it's quite a small space, so you need to wait until every couple or every family is going to see, take some pictures, they go out. So I just want to point out that if you decide to do actually the cave, it takes a little bit longer. We were waiting about 40 minutes to get in, and the whole experience, it maybe takes you 5 minutes. So you need to ask yourself if it's worth it, obviously. I feel it was really nice. It's something that you don't see don't see very often, to have a beautiful waterfall inside the cave. But again, this needs to be your decision if you are able to wait. Probably if you go early morning, then there's not going to be such a big queue. So after viewing the cave, which was really great experience, we were on our way to Ulapol, and on the way to the Ulapol, there is attraction what is called Luxford Bridge, and you can stop there. And we were quite lucky. There was actually a boat coming on a river, so it's actually very, very lovely setting to just stop for a while and take maybe some pictures and just relax for a moment from the driving. Our next attraction in this day was Clashnasi Falls, and basically it's not very easy to actually get to them. So it's about 10-15 minutes walk, but there is no parking like next to it. So what we've done, because we couldn't both go in the same time, my partner, he went to see them, and I parked the car next to the beach, which is just about 5-minute driving from the path to the falls. And just so you know, if you really want to go and see them, you really need to have some kind of wallies or some kind of really good boats, because it's very muddy over there, but it's really nice attraction. And that was it for this day. We just basically after that went to the hotel, so we were driving about, I think, 2 hours to get to our hotel, and this is how we finish our day. Next day we went to Ulapol because it wasn't very far from our hotel, and I don't really have many videos or photos from Ulapol. It's really lovely, small town. When you're just going for, let's say, maybe 20 minutes walk, there's a lovely shop with candles, so we bought some candles there, and I think we had some coffee, and that was us. We jumped in the car and we were on the way to another attraction. For those of you who want to go to Ulapol, is it worth it? I think it's really a lovely setting. There is beautiful like a lake around it, so it's really nice to see it, but I wouldn't spend there, let's say, all day, because I just feel like there's so much other things you can do on the way of road 500. But for those of you who really like to, I don't know, stop for some kind of lunch, there is very famous like fish and chips van, and we were just passing it, and honestly there was like 30 people waiting for fish and chips because apparently they are so good. We were not really bothered, it was still very early when we went there, so we were just after our breakfast. We were not hungry. We stayed maybe in Ulapol for 1 hour, and I feel like it was really enough for us. After Ulapol, there is a very great attraction that I recommend to everyone, and it's called Falls of Massac. This is basically a beautiful waterfall, and there is a very nice walk. You can even take a pram if you want, because it's very easy to go with child. We were actually carry Peppy around, but we could easily take our stroller. So you can see by yourself, it's just such a beautiful spot. You can go around the forest. There is a path. You will cross the bridge, and it's really nice and fresh. Especially this day was really nice and fresh. There was a little bit of rain, just really small one, but it didn't really bother us because it was nice to stop, just stretch the legs and see something so stunning. When we finish Falls, we jump in the car and we drive to our next attraction, which was Elgin Castle. It's just before Sky Island as well, so that's how we really were finishing our Road 500. We wanted to go to see the castle. We bought some sandwiches. There's a lovely shop over there. You can eat, and there's also a toilet if you need to use it. And then on the way, we were going back to the Inverness to just completely finish the North 500, and that was us. So after Inverness, we decided that we want to stay another night in some nice place, and we chose Elgin Castle Hotel. And I really want to recommend that to everyone. It's such a beautiful place. It's really like a country hotel surrounded by mountains. It's a beautiful place for walks. We were so fortunate with beautiful weather, so we enjoy our walk on the morning after breakfast. And interior is absolutely lovely. You can feel this kind of Scottish countryside atmosphere. There's delicious food, and we actually found we bought it through the e-zone as well, so there was a discount. I'm not going to tell you how much it cost, but it was really good price, and it was included, the dinner was included in the price as well with a breakfast. So that's it, guys. Basically, this was our Road 500. It was a really great experience, especially that we've done it with our baby boy who is not even a year, so it's nice to actually think that he's done it as well. And I'm sure we're going to come back at some point to redo it, the Road 500, but I think it would be really, really good to do it when there is maybe a winter time, because everything looks completely different when there is a little bit more snow. What I was going to say, for those of you who are thinking to rent like caravans, and my partner advised me that as well, that there's a lot of parkings on the way of Road 500, but I'm pretty sure that you need to book them in advance as well. So it works a little bit like with hotels, and I will repeat that again. Don't book it like us, that we left ourselves only a week before we were starting traveling. Do it before 2-3 weeks in advance if you can, so you can find really, really good deals with breakfast and dinner included, because there's a lot of options like this in Scotland. Overall, I feel it was really, really good experience, and as I'm saying, I'm sure we will come back at some point to do it again, maybe do more attractions, because obviously we didn't manage to do everything in this short period of time, but as a first time, I think it was really, really wonderful. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a little bit different from what I talk normally, but I just wanted to take you with me on this journey, because this is my YouTube channel, and I want you to know different perspective, and we, both of us with my partner, we travel a lot. Recently, obviously, we cannot travel outside of UK, because UK is quite in a red zone and our borders are quite close, so we can't go anywhere else than basically Scotland or England. But in the future, you're going to see more and more videos that we're traveling to different countries, and that's what we love to do. That's what we're going to do for all our life, because that's just who we are, and I want you to be part of this and see those kind of beautiful places with us.